confused, cause even when the we're talking on the phones, they can hear us. 7 in the morning and they in my home. My bank account's froze, what is going on? Why it all start going wrong? From talking on the phones.
First opened way back in 1924, but renovated in 2002. There's a look inside venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. Just a short time ago, this crowd loud enough to shake the foundations of this nearly century-old building. They are ready for football indeed in Chicago as their guys get set to do battle with the Los Angeles Rams. Two teams trying to stake their claim to postseason football. Week 14 of the NFL is underway. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. On 1st and 10, Goff. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. Breaks the tackle. He's got room to run. And they're going to get this one all the way out across the 45. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
And the big guy catches the ball in the backfield, and oftentimes it's quite a surprise to the guys playing defense because not ordinarily thought as a pass catcher, it often works when they decide to dial it up.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. They were running the route tree about as efficiently and effectively as we could have possibly imagined, but sometimes the passes just go awry.
Yeah, let's face it. When you're running the route tree in pregame, you don't have defenders breathing down your neck. You don't have defensive backs making plays on the football. Hard to replicate the intensity of the game in pregame.
Forced out to his left, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it, but it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now, 3rd and long. Goff now looks to throw. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. Call it a 3-yard gain, and it'll be 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high-percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the 1st down. In this case, it didn't happen.
Trubisky brings the Bears up 1st and 10 at their own 24. Play action. It's Trubisky. Sliding out of the pocket. And incomplete to open things up.
What's the old adage? Be quick, but don't hurry. Well, that went right out the window there. He was hurried, harassed. That ball had to be gotten rid of. Otherwise, he was going to get sacked.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Here's the first carry for Tariq Cohen. Room here to run. And he's able to plow forward up to about the .29, just shy of the 30. From the gun on third down, it's Trubisky. He's going to fire one deep. He's got him in. Complete. And he makes it all the way down to the 31. Trubisky hitting Robinson for a big one. And even 40 yards. So from Rams territory now, it's 1st and 10. Down at the 31. Now Cohen. And he's going to get this one down to the 30. The tackle there by LaMarcus Joyner.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Now Trubisky to throw on second. Flushed out right. And a diving grab. I think he got that. Yes. 23 yards on the play.
Well, partner, when you ask anyone other than your QB to throw the ball, you must have a lot of confidence, or you think you're really going to fake them out, and it looks like they did exactly that.
Yeah, going deep in the playbook and a great grab on the other end. They'll give it to him up the middle. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal.
18.
Now Trubisky. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Aqib Talib. Accelerating, and off he goes. 20, 10, and he will bring it back. It's an interception return for a Rams touchdown. Well, we know this defense has athleticism. Spots like that prove us right.
I love the way that you spotlighted the athleticism, because you and I both know the best athletes on the field, they play on defense.
Oh, I don't know. I was a kicker. You got to remember that now.
Come on.
Fine. On the return, it's Tariq Cohen. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Bears offense now heading back out onto the field and following the pick six, and they have decent field position and throwing that pick six. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told him, and they told us, they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Play action. Now Trubisky. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Samson Ebukam in from his linebacker spot. He's able to drop him for a loss of about 10. Let's see what they draw up here. 3rd and long following the sack of Trubisky.
Blue.
From the gun, it's Trubisky. It's caught on the right side by Robinson. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. It's a pickup of 13, but they're still a bit short, and it'll be 4th down. How about the first quarter he's putting together out wide? Pretty impressive.
I think that he likes the fact that we're playing this as a day game. You know, some guys, they respond better in the evenings. For some reason, it builds up. For this guy, day game, and he is off and running. You're exactly right. 100 might be conservative with the start that he's had here in the first quarter.
Yeah, by the numbers, he's on pace for 200-plus right now. From the end zone, gone. And that's caught left side. It's Woods. And able to get a little more breathing room out to the 5-yard line. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders. Hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or
better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
And he'll get it up to the 12-yard line here. 8 yards there, getting him out of danger. It's a 1st down. They'll run with the backup. This is Williams. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And it'll be 2nd and 12. from the gun. Here's Goff. Man open left side. It's Williams. And able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. 6 yards on the pickup, and it'll be third down. Back live now to begin the second quarter with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin. It's the Rams with a football to get us going. They'll need to convert a 3rd and 7, though, to start things out.
Here we go, fellas. Here we go. Here we go. Two.
Out of the gun. Goff. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Woods. And he's going to get the first down as they bring him down at the 23. Goff hitting Woods for a Rams first. They go back to the ground with Williams. And he'll take this one up close to the 25-yard line. Big Eddie Goldman there on the tackle.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
To throw on second down is Goff. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. He finds an opening past the 40. I guess no need to force it when you can do that instead. First down, 18-yard gain.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
And they run with a backup. This is Thomas Rawls. And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line. Credit the tackle there to Aaron Lynch.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They'll try the air now with Goff. Escaping the pressure right. And some space here. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a third down situation. Under 4 to play now. Clock running. Third down. A shotgun snap for Goff. And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42.
How about that? One of the so-called little guys putting the pressure on. That was the strong safety. When I was in college, we often called that a lightning blitz.
He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And things haven't started so well for this side. 2 drives, 2 punts.
So now you've got to start looking not just at play calling, but which guy's going to step forward and say, okay, let's get this thing done. Because within that unit of 11, sometimes one guy can make a big-time play and break through the barrier.
Oh, and he's not going to make it out of the end zone. The push too strong, and that'll be a safety. Well, I think you can go ahead and give your punter an assist on that one. Pinned him deep, and the defense comes through with 2 points.
You're exactly right, partner. This was all set up by a great punt, and if the ball goes in the end zone, this never happens. So great call. Give the punt team and the punter some love. Now, that's the kind of return you're looking for. To get it to that spot on the field, that allows you to do a lot of things on offense.
So good field position for the Rams as they come up 1st and 10. They begin the drive with Williams. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
Here we go, fellas. Here we go.
Here's Goff now on second down. Right side complete. That's Woods. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And it's going to be third down and a ways to go here. 3rd and 14. Off play action. Here's Goff. He's letting it fly for Cooks. And that one incomplete. Had some position but couldn't hold on, and it brings up 4th down.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And the last time they had the football, they surrendered 2 points on the safety. They don't want to do that one again.
No, not at all. It's almost like a bases clearing double, isn't it? Give up a couple of runs.
Sure.
just messes things up for you offensively. But now they've got to go ahead, take it, set it aside, and move forward.
Trying to get it to Robinson, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Aqib Talib.
Another miss.
Still on his feet. So 1:51 to go in this first half of play. We're back to Soldier Field following this short break. Suddenly it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. They'll try and run. This is Williams. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Now from the 9, here's 2nd and goal. They get it to him running left. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down. And now the Bears going to signal for another timeout as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. They'll fake the handoff. Now Goff. He'll back. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the Bears. And he'll bring this one back to the 29. A bad 3rd down mistake there.
Points were already on the board in their mind. And that's the worst part about it, right? Because it's just like in golf. Never count it in the cup until it rolls in there. Otherwise, you can really get messed up with your scores. In this case, you know they thought, hey, at least 3, maybe even a chance to get 6. It's a little bit demoralizing going off the field now that you've turned it over and you come up empty.
Yeah, if he holds on to that, at least the field goal on 4th down. Now they lose it. Over to Miller. That's caught by Miller. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. That one goes for 36 yards. On 1st and 10, it's Trubisky. The screen pass here to Cohen. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. The first down screen pass, good for 5.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Eluding the pressure right. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down.
While you admire anyone trying to pick up an additional couple of yards, they're just not worth it when you take shots like that. Quarterbacks have to stay in the game and stay on the field.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Out of the gun, Trubisky. He can run for it, and he will. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A 1st down, a 16-yard gain. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the 2nd quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. And now we'll get a late timeout. as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. And Parkey's kick is good. So we've come to halftime. It's the visiting Rams taking the lead to the break. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, how does the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away? And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So here's the Bears offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works.
Let's go, hurry! Red, up!
On second down, here's Trubisky. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. On third down, that's Cohen. And not much of an opening there as he's only going to get this to about the 32. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a fourth down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he did.
And look at this, it's a fake, and he won't get there. They stop him a few yards short of the line to gain. A little trickeration there, but it doesn't fool this defense. They'll try to get this running game going with Williams. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down.
76, tell him. 76. 76.
Another run, but this time it's Rawls. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
So statistically, both of these offenses having a rough time getting a running game going. But boy, what a nice play there defensively.
Tackling him behind the line, but you're right, you look at the numbers. Neither side looks on track in the ground game. And out of bounds right around the 20. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Throwing on third. Goff. Flush to his right. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down. So hang on. A big call coming on third down. So they were looking to throw, holding on the big right tackle.
That's real simple, partner. Keep your hands inside in the chest area. You're probably okay. You get it out on the shoulders, get them wide. Usually going to pick up a holding call.
We're good. We're good. 12. Hey, 5. Hey,
Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
And the penalty helps, but not a whole lot. It's still third and long.
17.
Now Goff. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And Zerline's kick is good. And the lead stretches to 9. It's now 12-3. Well, looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. You know, all things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side.
I would say that you've pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though, 3 points for the opening drive of the third quarter. Trubisky brings the Bears up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line.
18.
From the shotgun is Trubisky. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Trubisky. And this is Gabriel on the catch. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
A Chicago 1st down. The former Jag, Allen Robinson, on the catch from Trubisky. Looking to throw, Trubisky on 1st down. And a throw right sideline is complete. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield across the 45. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains. Trubisky now, 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Now Trubisky to throw. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Taylor Gabriel, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Bears draw a bit closer. And it's up and good. Here's Parkey now, set to kick it away. This one fielded at the 5. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Rams offense now, they get set and head back onto the field. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
They stick to the ground game on 1st down. It's Williams. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
On 2nd down, Williams. And he's got room. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. That burst good for 20 and a 1st down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
On second down, here's Goff. They'll set up the screen. This is Williams. And this one's going to go the wrong way, losing yardage back at the 42. That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 5. Maverick. What?
Now whistles and a flag down. I think one of the Rams linemen might have moved. So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now. 3rd and long.
11.
Here's Goff. Throw left side complete. That's Woods. That'll be a gain of 16, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up. Keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. Well, maybe a little bit of an anxious moment there as that ball got closer and closer, but it does curl in.
Yeah, actually did a little bit of a slow dance there with the left upright, didn't it? But had just enough space, as you said, for it to curl in.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Bears offense now getting ready to take over. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that, they had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They'll get me.
And down he goes on the pressure from the Rams defense. Robert Ayers. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Back now at Soldier Field. It's Bears football, but they trail on the scoreboard as we get set to bring you the 4th quarter. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Throwing here, Trubisky. Flushed out right. Gonna let one fly for Robinson. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. LaMarcus Joyner with a pick. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. Charles, when plays like that work, it's a thing to behold, but sometimes we see why they're very deep in the playbook.
And how many times have we been at practice and heard all the other guys chirping about, you know, I used to play quarterback in high school, I can do this, until it becomes a game situation. Not quite the same in many cases.
It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
Like 20. 2 for 1. 76. Tell him. 76. 76.
On 1st down, it's gone. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Eddie Jackson picks it. And a great return as he's up close to the 40-yard line. A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter. Turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Samson Abukum in there to get him his second sack now of the afternoon.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Now a handoff running off tackle right. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. They get 2 yards back, but they're going to need a lot more than that here on third down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
18.
Now Trubisky on third and long. Looking deep for Gabriel. Oh, he almost intercepted it. They're just forcing it into too many tough spots. That was almost a 4th pick of the game. And now 4th down. Here's Pat O'Donnell now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
Goff now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Now a 10th carry. Here's Williams. And some room to maneuver. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first. I guess he was saving his best for last, so to speak. Longest run of the day coming here in the 4th quarter right there.
And that type of run makes for a better night for him and his teammates, doesn't it? To be able to produce this late in the game can lead to some big smiles and satisfaction in the locker room after this one's over.
1st down, this is Rawls. And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. To throw is Goff. Escaping the pressure right. He may try and run for this. A good decision in the end to pull it and run. Gets him 9 yards and a first. That is an absolute backbreaker. That was a design passing play. Wasn't a draw. You think you got him stopped. Good coverage downfield. And he's able to pick up the first with his legs. Defensively, that kicks into your psyche and hurts a little bit, doesn't it?
It certainly does. And here's the thing. Anytime you give up a first down, it hurts you psychologically, but it hurts more when they get it this way because you've covered everything. He didn't have any place to throw the football. He takes off running and picks it up anyway, and now you have to stay on the field for an extra set of downs.
And really could have used that stop trailing here in the 4th.
Here we go, fellas. Here we go.
On 2nd down, Rawls. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 5. After that run, still a good amount of meat on the bone here for this 3rd down play. Can you envision them putting this in the air?
Totally. I mean, look at who he has under center right now. If you can't trust him with the football, you can't trust anyone. And frankly, to me, I want the ball down the stretch. Get the first down, keep it in the hands of my offense. I don't want to turn it over to them and rely on my D.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down. Now a handoff. Here's Williams. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a fourth down. So on fourth down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. And Zerline's kick is good. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. Now, from a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a one-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away. I see you nodding your head up and down. It's a very heady decision at this stage of the game. Out of the pocket, nowhere to go. Just get rid of it.
That's a smart play because you're not worried about your completion percentage, and you're also not trying to force it into bad traffic as well. Throw the ball away, live to fight another down.
Back to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And avoids the contact by sliding. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a third down situation.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
He's back to throw. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
Partner, they're clearly saving those timeouts, but they still have to work with some urgency to put themselves in the right position.
You see it? You see it?
They'll run it now out of the gun. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. Probably had 60,000 thinking pass right there, including us in the booth.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That was a big call, big guts on that one. And guess what? That run, it'll pay dividends.
This is caught. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Taylor Gabriel in the final minute. And now the Bears are within a 2-point conversion of tying up the game. Here we go now as we get set for a big 2-point conversion. They'll look to throw. And it's caught. And with it, we are tied here in the fourth. Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild fourth quarter. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Rams offense now making their way out to take over. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play. But if they don't, it's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the clock or continue to move it downfield in order to try and get in range and win this game.
See if they can do just that. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as it'll come with 36 seconds to go in half number 2. Goff now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Now it's gone. Drops it underneath for Rawls. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. It'll be a gain of 9, and it'll be second and about a yard. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second, as the clock stops with 23 seconds to go in the game.
Well, it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a turkey bowl where you have that center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
Orange, 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 orange.
Now Goff. They'll find Everett there, complete. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs. And they're trying to line up quickly here. Goff urging them on. And remember here, no timeouts.
And this may be a case of too little, too late, unless they throw one towards the end zone and get a Hail Mary.
And he's brought down. And now we'll get a timeout here. They're able to stop it with 1 second to go in this game.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This is taken at his 4. And now the Bears coming out as they get ready. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now.
Hey, gotta go, gotta go. Red, up. $18.
First throw in overtime now for Trubisky. Dancing to his left. They'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down. Here comes a big one now in overtime. This is 3rd and inches. They'll run it now out of the gun. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. Just looking down at this with a naked eye, looks like they have about 1.5 yards. Any chance they go for it here?
There's a chance, but I have to say, punt the ball here. Get rid of this thing and try and help your defense a little bit. I know there's that temptation, and I know people have it on their play sheet. I have that one play that'll get me what I need. But if you don't get it, you pretty much handed the game to the other team.
And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. Their defense did its job, got the stop. All they need is 3, and this is over.
Couldn't have done much else other than score themselves and end it. But they turned it back over to them, and now all they need is a field goal to win the game. Excellent job by the defense. Can the offense finish things off?
Part 1 is done, now part 2. Damon Harrison, the one on the stop.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Our ball. Go. 11.
Now Goff with his first throw in OT. Flush to his right. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. 2 minutes to go here in overtime. We'll be back after this. The Rams on third down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This is 3rd and 8. Out of the gun. Goff. That's going to be complete to his tight end, Everett. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. They give him 12 yards and a first down. They'll run it now out of the gun. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
17.
To throw on 2nd down is gone. Flushed out right. And some room to roam now. And he slides to avoid the hit. 5 yards on the scramble, and that's enough to pick up the first.
Offensively, they liked their situation, so they tried to take a shot downfield, but no one was open. So it was tuck it in run time, and he picks up a first down.
On 1st and 10, Goff. Out left, he's got it to Everett. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. And before this 2nd down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout. They'll be left with just 1 remaining here at OT. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. They'll run it now out of the gun. And an alley to run. And he's brought down. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. First down now, but the clock continues to move. Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And a solid run down inside the 30. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. They've had some success here in overtime on this opening drive running the football. Right back to that well.
And why not? When you have that kind of success, make them stop you. And until they do, keep going back to that well you just spoke about. I think there's more water there available to him.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here. That's their 2nd and last timeout here in the overtime session. We'll be back. From the red zone now, Goff. Open man right side is Cup, complete. And he is out of bounds, but not before taking this down to the 8. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. Now the timeout comes here in the waning seconds of this overtime as we could be set up at long last for a potential game winner. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. And he got it. The kick is good in overtime. He's able to split the uprights. Well, we thought this game would be a good one. It did not disappoint into overtime, and it took the field goal to win it.
And we always pay lip service to how important it is to play defense. And usually we focus on the big offensive pyrotechnics, right? But in this case, they got the ball back on defense, gave themselves a chance, and they capitalized on it with a victory.
And I don't care what distance that field goal is from in overtime. The knees are always knocking, but he pushed it through.
Not only that, think about your snapper, your holder. A lot of nerves for them, too, because they have to do their job in order to give him one last chance to put a foot to it.
So for the Rams, the win pushes their record now to 11-2 on the year. And they'll return home next week to take on the Philadelphia Eagles. Meanwhile, for Chicago, it's a loss that could have implications on the playoff race as they fall to 9-4. And they'll have a tough one at home next week against the Green Bay Packers.